It began as just another cheerful morning on the Sunrise and Soul morning show. Bright lights, steaming mugs of coffee, and that familiar buzz of energy humming through the studio. But today, something felt different the moment Liana stepped onto the set. She was usually all spark, laughter, and sunshine, yet there was a softness in her eyes, a quiet tremble in her smile that hinted at a storm she'd been holding back. Her co-host and husband, Jackson, had always been the show's heartbeat. Playful, charming, a little too addicted to bad puns, but adored by millions. Their on-screen chemistry had become the gold standard of morning shows. Off-screen, their fairy tale romance, 3 kids, silly traditions, late-night kitchen dancing, was something fans couldn't get enough of. But love stories aren't perfect. And this morning would prove exactly that. Halfway through her introduction, Liana paused. A silence fell so quickly it felt like the entire studio stopped breathing. She gripped the edge of the table, swallowed hard, and whispered, "I don't even know where to start." Her voice shook, not with fear, but with the weight of days spent smiling through worry. Jackson had recently faced an unexpected medical scare, a sudden, frightening emergency that had knocked the entire family off their feet. The details were private, held close to their hearts, but the emotional impact was undeniable. Liana had been shouldering the fear, the sleepless nights, the constant wondering if everything would be okay. And for the first time ever, live in front of millions, she let herself break. I've seen him be strong for our family so many times, but this time I just want him to know how much he means to us. The studio crew froze. The cameras kept rolling. The world, watching from living rooms and kitchen counters, leaned in. Social feeds erupted within seconds, flooded with messages of support, love, and heart strength emojis. Viewers weren't just reacting, they were relating. Everyone knows what it feels like to be scared for someone they love. What made the moment unforgettable wasn't just Liana's tears, it was her honesty. She didn't hide behind polished smiles or a rehearsed statement. She spoke like a wife, a partner, a woman terrified of losing the person she couldn't imagine life without. And strangely enough, her vulnerability brought people together. Strangers shared their own stories of fear and resilience. Families watching together ended up hugging each other tighter. Even the show's camera operator, who'd never cried at anything except overly spicy wings, got misty-eyed. Behind the scenes, Liana and Jackson were navigating this chapter like they always had, side by side, joking in hospital hallways, arguing playfully over who was more dramatic, and relying on their kids for emotional rescue and comic relief. Their youngest had even painted a crooked little superhero cape and declared, "Daddy will be okay, he has plot armor." Doctors would have disagreed with the term, but the sentiment stuck. Experts often say that facing hardship together can deepen a relationship, and for them, it did. Jackson found strength in Liana's fierce love, and Liana found calm in Jackson's stubborn optimism. Even in the middle of fear, they found ways to laugh, to hold hands, to promise each other that this was just another chapter, not the end of their story. And when Liana finally wiped her tears, looked into the camera, and found her breath again, something beautiful happened. Viewers didn't see weakness, they saw courage. They saw love in its rawest form. Because behind every polished celebrity moment, behind every glamorous social post, behind every perfect picture, there is a human heart trying its best. Liana's emotional moment reminded people everywhere that perfection isn't real, but love, vulnerability, and connection are. And sometimes the bravest thing anyone can do is simply admit that they're scared. As for Jackson, he's recovering with the enthusiasm of a man who refuses to let anything take his spot in the world or on the show. And if love truly strengthens people, he's practically unstoppable now. With Liana by his side, cheering him on, and occasionally threatening him with herbal tea he hates, the two are fighting through this chapter with determination, tenderness, and just enough humor to stay sane.